to the Hallmarkies podcast. I'm your host, Kaycee, and today I am joined by my two very wonderful co hosts, Jess and Kari.
Hi.
Hello.
So, we are really excited, and I've been really wanting to do another one of these episodes, you guys, for the longest time. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. Caroline and Rachel did a movie pitch episode where we came up with these different movies, we pitched them to each other, and then we basically voted which one would advance to the next round. And
Nice.
it was so fun. And I've been wanting to do another one. And so
How
here
many?
we
And you did
are.
like kind of the same theme, like, or the same thing, like 3 movies,
Yes.
or, oh, that is so fun. But just the three of you voted this time or last time?
Yeah, the three of us voted last time, and then we had Amber as our tiebreaker.
Oh,
But
good.
this time I was like, let's switch it up because it was a little hard voting with there's three. That's why we needed a tiebreaker. So we opened it up to our patron group to vote on our pitches.
Yeah.
So that was super fun for everybody.
Mhm.
And I know who's won each round, but I do not know who has won the overall. So it's going to be
Yay.
an exciting time for us tonight.
That is so great. I didn't know you didn't look. Okay, so we all will be surprised. This will be
Yes.
awesome.
We'll all be surprised.
Yes. So, round one, and let me just preface by saying we each pitched 3 movies, but one had to be a Christmas movie.
Yes.
So,
And
yes.
how did we, like, what was our inspiration for this? You want to tell people that? Like, it was, okay.
Oh,
I'll keep
yes.
going. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, there was a theme. These movies
Oh, yeah.
are pitches based on song titles because lately Hallmark's been doing a lot of song title movies like Don't Go Breaking My Heart,
Yep.
Chasing Waterfalls, except that was weird, but okay.
Right. Yeah, definitely. We just kind of noticed this theme of, wait, that's a song title. Wait, that's a song title. And so Kaycee was like, well, let's pitch movies based on song titles.
Yeah.
And they can inspire the song can inspire the movie or not. It just, you can just have this song title. And
it was like a really fun twist, really, to pitch them based on songs.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. All right. Y'all ready for round one?
Yes.
Bring it.
Okay. Round one. Now, this one was interesting because all 3 of our songs had the word heart in it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I lumped them together. I was just like, oh, hearts. But the first pitch is young at heart. So
Yes. Okay, so I was inspired by the oldies and specifically Frank Sinatra. It was a favorite of mine. I just love his songs. They're fun and lighthearted, but they're also kind of they emote, and they have just they kind of get my imagination going. And with Young at Heart, it's this song all about love has no age limit type of thing. And I thought that was really intriguing to me to have more of a winter romance as far as like the winter season of your life. So I did place this movie though in like Winterfest because it was like the winter season of your life. So these two, I don't want to say older because I think we all go geriatric when I say older, but so it's not older, but it is, I don't know, maybe 50s, maybe early 60s, and to where they can have adult children, because then the adult children come in at the end. But let me read my synopsis of Young at Heart for everyone to listen. This is my movie pitch, Young at Heart. Mountain cabin neighbors, Meg and Jack, never could see eye to eye and avoid each other at all costs. But when Meg finds Jack injured from a wood chopping accident right before a big snowstorm, she reluctantly allows him to stay at her place while they wait for family to come to the rescue. A truce is called over cocoa and s'mores, and a tender romance is on its way, until they watch history repeat itself when his stubborn daughter and her serious son arrive and butt heads at every turn. Meg and Jack team up to play matchmaker, and the 4 of them find that love is a great adventure if you truly are young at heart.
oh,
Yay!
Okay, no. before we go any further, I have to ask. The first question that came to my mind was the wood chopping part deliberate as part of our like overall Hallmarkies joke about Hallmark men wood
course.
chopping?
Of course it was. Of course. I was
I
like,
loved it. I loved it.
how do
You
I get
called me
wood
on the wood
chopping
chopping?
in one of these movies? I was determined. And so, yeah, I mean, dangerous up there in the mountains, and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
wood chopping before a snowstorm, and he gets injured somehow. I kind of didn't work out those details in my head. But she finds him and is like, you can't stay by yourself alone in a snowstorm, family's on its way. And she's like, resentful that she has to be this caretaker here to this neighbor she's never gotten along with.
Mhm.
Totally don't see eye to eye. But then we get cozy, we get, the snowstorm, the fire, the cocoa, the a chance to just kind of actually talk, I think.
Mhm.
And so just actually have a conversation and see each other in a different light and
Mhm.
Yeah.
kind of start to fall in love. So
I like the matchmaker part of
yeah,
it. I think that's a super fun twist.
yeah.
So that's fun. I would like to know, who would you cast?
Okay, so I just love Barbara Niven. I think she's
Barbara.
awesome. I think she always plays like this really supportive mom or aunt or someone. And I was like, I want to see her fall in love. And I want to see her fall in love at the age she is and with someone a peer
Mhm.
with her. But I had a hard time finding like this peer, a leading man that I wanted her to fall in love with. So I wondered in my dream world if Dennis Quaid would ever come in and
Ooh.
do a Hallmark
Ooh.
movie.
Thinking big.
He's big, but you know what? He is doing some of these really just tender movies these days
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
on Netflix or whatever. So I was
Yeah,
like, ooh, that could be fun.
that could
But
be fun.
I need your help casting the son, the adult son. He's a serious son and the stubborn daughter. I kind of like am at a stalemate here with my ideas.
Mhm.
Robert Buckley, but he's more like comedic maybe.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
Ooh, let me think here. Serious son.
serious son, stubborn daughter. I mean, I was thinking, I checked of all of their ages, of course, on IMDb. Like, could this actually be a son and a daughter to these people? And I was thinking Bethany Joy Lenz,
Okay.
maybe
I
Robert
could
Buckley.
see Bethany Joy Lenz and Chris McNally.
Ooh, yeah, he
There you
plays a
go.
serious character well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
thinking Ryan Pavey as the
Ooh,
more
yeah.
serious role.
Oh, yeah, he's very serious.
He can be very serious. Now these two, because it's called Young at Heart, they're younger, but they have like that older kind of narrow-minded, stubborn nature. So they have to
Mhm.
loosen up, as the movie goes. But
Yeah. You know who could be fun playing the dad? The
who?
first person I thought of was Steve Martin.
Really?
Because
That's
like Barbara does such a good job being like, she can be like the really fun person. She can also be like the very like serious
a straight
mother,
person type of
straight
thing.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when she was in Love on the Menu as that corporate boss lady, and she was just
Yes.
so like uptight and stuff, playing
Yeah.
opposite Steve Martin, who's like, "Blah."
I love that.
That could be fun.
I love that. I think that's cool. Yeah. So that's kind of my idea. Just some, like you said, they come together to match make for their own children, even, which I was like, could that be weird? And I was like, no, that's fine.
Yeah,
But kind
that's
of fun.
super fun. Yeah. All right. Our next movie is Listen to Your Heart.
All right. So I have to preface this one by saying I wrote this synopsis. I came up with this idea before I saw Sweet Carolina and
Yes.
clearly
We
did
testify.
not pay attention to the preview I had seen some previews, but I really didn't pay attention clearly because I basically wrote the plot to Sweet Carolina.
Well, the funny thing is none of the patrons mentioned anything either. Like
I
you would
know,
think that they
nobody
would
told
comment
me.
like, "Hey, one of those sounds really familiar. You might want to fact check," but I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, I think there were aspects of that movie and all the previews we were seeing for it that we didn't necessarily understand who Tyler was, right? Like we didn't know he was a school teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, because the more I saw, I was like, oh gosh, this is exactly what I wrote.
So read us your synopsis. What
Yeah,
what did
I'll read
And
the synopsis. Yeah.
and let me just say too, like a lot of Hallmark recycles a lot of storylines. So when I was reading your synopsis about the guardian and the niece and nephew, the first thing I thought of was Raising Helen as kind of
Right.
like
Yeah.
that baseline or whatever. So it's not like I didn't think there was any plagiarism here.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I think I was more actually probably inspired from No Reservations because I really like that movie and I really like the guardianship angle.
Mhm.
So anyway, here's the summary. Elaine Baxter seemingly has it all. She recently got promoted, has a stable boyfriend, and a great best friend. After a devastating accident, Elaine becomes the guardian of her niece and nephew, Lily and Carson. Her boyfriend did not sign up for an instant family and checks out. At a loss, Elaine turns to childhood friend and second grade teacher Wyatt Miller for support when the kids begin acting out. As the two work together to battle heartache and bring healing, they begin to see each other in a new light.
See, that's such a classic storyline. It's so good though.
It's also exactly the movie. However, there are two things that I think I kind of envisioned differently from the movie. First, the two never had a relationship. Like they were young childhood friends, like grade school.
Yeah.
And they never had a romantic relationship.
No.
And I also envisioned the kids younger than Sweet Carolina. Thinking more like tantrums kind of acting out than
because they're younger kids.
Yeah.
Second grade. Yeah.
So we can add a little bit of kindergarten cop in there.
There you go.
So tell me the inspiration, the song inspiration. You kind of had an 80s theme.
I had an 80s theme, so I just started looking at songs and I really liked some of the 80s ones I was finding. So all these are either in the 80s or like just outside of the margins for the 80s. And this one, I don't know if I really used the song itself. Like I didn't even read lyrics like you did. I just kind of went from the title and like, what does this kind of make me think of? And I don't know, this one being a more heartwarming story, heartfelt story, listen to your heart kind of seemed to go with that theme.
Yeah, totally. I love that. I love that song. It's fun. I wish we could play them on the podcast.
If only. Copyright.
Right?
Yeah.
If only. So obviously you probably weren't going to cast Tyler or Lacey in this
No.
one.
I at least didn't do that.
Who were you thinking about casting?
I casted Alvina August and Niall Mater.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh.
Good pairing.
That is. Ooh, I'm digging this. Yes.
That was probably the hardest part, I think, was casting people. I was like trying to like think of all these people in Hallmark and I'm like, who can I see in this? Who can I see in this? I'm like, I think Niall could bring some of the comedy from the teacher. And Alvina's maybe playing a little bit more of a serious character. And you know, she's new to Hallmark and I'm like, I liked her. I want to see her again. So
yeah.
Good choices.
Good choices.
Yeah.
All righty. So I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
So mine was Total Eclipse of the Heart. And I'll be honest with you, I thought of the story before I thought of the song. And I really wanted to write about Mardi Gras and moon pies. Eclipse, moon.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I got
see
it.
the connection.
It's such a stretch, you guys. It's such a stretch. But I just really wanted to work that in there. So, Total Eclipse of the Heart. When Angelique inherits her great aunt's bakery, the Eclipse, in small town Louisiana, she's surprised to find that her childhood nemesis Ty is the lawyer handling her great aunt's assets. The Eclipse Bakery is famous for their very popular moon pies, which are featured at the Mardi Gras festivals and parades. However, no one can find the recipe, and Angelique is determined to uphold her great aunt's record of winnings. Can uptight Ty and carefree Angelique put aside their differences to uphold their great aunt's legacy? So a few things I had left out because my original synopsis was like
very long.
Very, 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 very long, is that they are really butting heads. They're really at odds. It's really like the enemy to lover relationship there.
My favorite trope.
Yes, our favorite trope. And like I wanted to throw a festival in there. I wanted to throw Mardi Gras in there because that's a very nuanced holiday that's only celebrated really down here in the South.
Mhm.
So I was like, well, I got to kind of throw that in here too. Um, and I don't know, I just think that a fun like butting heads storyline could really enhance some of like them working together, and like I felt that they could butt heads over the assets,
Mhm.
and she's trying to do it her way, he's trying to rein her in. She's like, no, and he's like, yes, this is the law, this is what it says. And then just so happens that there's a missing recipe
Ooh.
because
A little mystery in
we
there.
gotta
Mhm.
find it. I don't know. Maybe the great aunt knew. She's like, I'm gonna get these two together. I'm
It's
gonna
her
make.
plan
I'm gonna
all along.
hide it. Yeah, it's her plan all along. I'm gonna hide it so that they can find it and fall in love.
It's like unlocking Christmas, except less deliberate.
Exactly.
True.
Anyways, but yeah, that was kind of my thoughts with that.
Love that. I love it. I do love a good festival. That's really, it's a happy thing. It's, something a deadline you're working towards. You got to find this recipe to do these moon pies for the festival. Yeah, that always works in a Hallmark movie.
Mhm.
hmm Love the enemies or not. Yeah, enemies
Yeah.
to lovers. I was going to say enemies. Yeah, enemies to lovers. I mean, I just think that's, because that passion. Why are you enemies? Because you actually have this passion between you and it can turn into,
Why are you so stubborn? Also, I
Yeah.
love you.
yeah.
Also, I hate you.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, it's like maybe this one should have been like never ever getting back together. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Taylor Swift channeling some Taylor Swift here.
So,
Yes.
so who would you cast in your movie?
Yes.
So I was thinking, what is his name? I had to look it up real quick just to make sure I said his name right. Damon Wines Jr. He was in Love Guaranteed with Rachel Lee Cook.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
know if I've seen
I
that.
love him.
He is also in
Like multiple
New
TV shows.
Girl. He's
Yes.
Not seen
in
that.
Happy endings.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is great. Okay. You would
Uh,
probably recognize him, Jess, if you looked him up. But
yeah.
Love Guaranteed was really, really good this
Okay,
past
keep talking. I'm
year.
gonna look it up.
Yes.
Mhm.
I loved him in that movie.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that I'd seen him before in other things really. Like I don't know that I was paying that much attention, or maybe
Mhm.
I just don't watch those other things that he's been in. But when I saw
Yeah.
Love Guaranteed with him and Rachel Lee Cook, I was like, hello.
I know. They had good chemistry and yeah.
They had such good chemistry. So I imagine him for the guy, and then for the girl, I was thinking maybe like Julie Gonzalo.
Ooh,
I feel like
yeah.
they
Okay,
can like
yeah.
have some really good chemistry there and stuff. So
Nice. Very nice.
yeah.
I agree.
So the winner of this round was Young at Heart.
Yay!
Woo! The wood
Uh,
chopping movie.
the
As
wood
I'm
chopping
dubbing it.
movie.
Young at heart. The Winterfest, winter romance, but then also the younger romance comes in. I mean, I don't have a huge conflict in this movie except it's just like kind of personality things, but I'd love
Mhm.
to watch this movie. I
Yeah,
think it would be great.
super fun. All right, y'all ready for round two?
Yeah.
Ready.
Round two starts off with You Are the Music in Me. That's mine.
I
Go
think
for
that's
it.
yours.
Okay, you guys. I am unashamedly a High School Musical fan. Yes, I'm going to be 31 in a few weeks, actually, like at the end of the month. And I still love High School Musical. Don't hate, okay? Um, and
So classic.
I have always loved this song.
Mhm.
I think it's so beautiful. Even
Mm.
though it's for Disney, like it's a DCOM movie, like it's a Disney kids movie, but
Yeah.
there's just something about this song. So, after the tragic accident of his late wife, singer and songwriter Brady Light walks away from it all and focuses on his role as an EMT. Music died the day his wife did, but years later, when his childhood friend and childhood singing partner Sarah Faye returns home, instant sparks fly. When things start getting too serious, Brady takes a step back, afraid of his feelings. Will Brady open his heart to Sarah and find a way to bring music back into his life?
I
I'm
think so.
I don't know, I just really imagined like a Hallmark Hall of Famer type of movie. Like music's really a thing.
Mhm.
Sound of Music, but modern was kind of an inspiration for this one too. Because I love the sound of music, as Jess knows, because we talked about that a little bit earlier. um, and so I I don't know, I really wanted to do a one with some music in it. And I think there's going to be a lot of like hidden things. Like they're really afraid to get vulnerable with each other. And I think through the movie, as things just happen, the script's not written, so I don't have all these details, y'all. But like things just become unlayered, until there's a moment where he has to come to grips with like what his future has for him.
Mhm.
And I really wanted this movie to come from his perspective because a lot of the Hallmark movies are coming from the girl's perspective.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
really wanted it from the guy's perspective.
Good idea. That's fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if this movie doesn't make people cry, then I'm going to be really disappointed.
Might
I'm
have
talking
already
like this is already
happened.
written. I should
You
just
love
write this.
crying in Hallmark movies, don't you?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
That means it was a good one to you. Okay, that's
Exactly.
good. That's good. So, what do you think? Music and Me. I mean, what season is this coming out in? What are you writing it for?
Ooh, I think fall.
Sure.
Changing season. I think that could be like
Tie
the
in with the
underlying
theme.
theme, the
Yeah.
I
changing of
see
the
it.
leaves,
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Kind of like a fall music fest.
I could dig that. I could dig that. I originally had it as like some like hospital gala, but we could do a music fest too.
Music fest at the hospital gala.
Sure.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah.
You're raising money for a good cause.
Exactly.
Win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say cast. Dream
Okay.
cast.
Oh no.
So I have the guy, I don't have a girl because I don't
Okay,
know who all
we're on
sings.
it.
But I'll be honest with you, when I thought this one, like when I was like coming up with this in my brain, the first person I thought of was Kevin McGarry. Because
Oh
he does sing
yes.
with his guitar, and I just love a good Kevin movie. And I did see a movie with him as a singer. Now the movie wasn't that good, and I feel like I can say that because it wasn't a Hallmark movie. His singing was great. The movie itself was, ugh,
Okay.
but yeah,
But
I
you're
thought
like,
of him.
yeah, he needs to be in a better singing movie to showcase
Exactly.
how he can sing and all of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay,
Mhm.
good. So a female. I mean, Laura. Remember Laura Osnes?
Oh. Oh.
She would be
Here.
fun.
Done. Sold.
Okay, good.
And she's
I
got
love
a
it.
beautiful voice.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, she does. I saw her live. And it's just
Disney?
phenomenal. Mhm.
Oh, do you
I
saw
don't even
her
like
live?
Disney. Like I'm not a Disney girl. I went to a Broadway princess party
Yes,
to hear Laura Osnes,
that's awesome. I bet she was wonderful.
and it was worth it.
Oh, good.
Even
Good.
though I'm not like into the princess thing, but
Yeah.
Laura Osnes would really work because part of the storyline is that she had the girl was on Broadway for a time,
well, there you
and
go.
she had really just like as a younger girl, like when she was
Mhm.
out of high school and
Mhm.
she was like in her young 20s, but she had really just like was stretching her voice too much, and the
Mhm.
doctors were telling her like you can't sing anymore, and
Mhm.
that was just like such a devastating thing to her.
Mhm.
And so that was like also kind of part of the storyline too. So both of them have reasons for them not really well, him like definitely not singing. Her is more like not really singing. So I feel like that could be beautiful.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah.
That could be great.
So I should just write it. Makes me all happy. All right. The next movie is Come Fly With Me.
Come Fly With Me. That's mine. My second one. Also a Frank Sinatra song, and I will just jump right into the pitch here. Okay, nursing a broken heart. Gabriella takes a long overdue vacation to visit her grandfather's resort in Acapulco Bay, Mexico. Not having been there in a while, she doesn't recognize the new resort owner as the childhood friend she spent many happy summers with growing up. Hurt and cynical, Gabby is very different from the carefree girl he once knew. Mateo makes it his mission to give her a vacation to remember by recreating old memories and encouraging new feelings. Can Gabby and Mateo find a place for each other in their real lives and make this dream vacation last a lifetime? Can they? I mean, can they? So, so this is my destination movie. And we are going down to Mexico, and it is this resort that her grandfather owned, and she went down and visited many times over the summer with her family. Well, she hasn't been there in a while, obviously, like I said, and so this childhood friend that she had there, now is the owner. So, but she comes down, and she is like, heartbroken and all of that. And so this song was a great inspiration for me in a couple of reasons. One, it's such a happy song where you kind of say like, hey, let's get a new perspective. Like, hey, I see you're low. Let me help you. Like, come fly with me. Let's do something. Let's go somewhere. Do you want to go here? You want to go here? I mean, it's just like this. You can see this friend standing by another friend who just needs a perspective change. So that's kind of the inspiration there behind this friendship, because when they were kids, they weren't romantic, And so this is a friends to lovers trope type of thing. Now that they're adults and they see each other again and they recreate these old memories that they had, like, oh, remember we used to go here and stuff. I'm kind of thinking like a Mexican culture and a village and dancing, and just really just kind of, he reminds her of what is valuable in life, and then she just sees him with new eyes and he sees her with new eyes. So that is my friends to lovers trope, which I love. And I love a destination movie. Honestly, I don't love all the destination movies, but I do think they're really fun when you kind of like get me on the African safari or get me over there to Fiji or something. So I was like, let's go to Mexico. Yeah, let's go. I think that would be Mexico. So fun. So that is my movie pitch. Come fly with me.
Okay. So actors.
Yes, I was thinking Julie Gonzalo in this one as well.
Okay.
Only
Julie's
because
quite popular.
Yeah, I just love her. I just think she's great, and she's just done such really good work. I think for Hallmark, she kind of ups the game to me in movies. She's really really good. So I was thinking her only because now I wouldn't necessarily think of her as a Latina, but she did play. Is she totally Latina and I just like missed it? She played she had like a little bit of an accent in the last Christmas movie that she did, and Jingle Bell Bride, and kind of really played into her heritage that way. And that was the first time I had seen her do that, to be honest. So I was like, well, I would love to see her kind of lean into that more.
Yeah, no, and she was born in Argentina and immigrated here when she was a child.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would love to see her lean into that and play opposite Nicholas Gonzalez, who I loved in Playing Cupid.
Yeah,
he was in Playing Cupid recently, and he knocked it out of the park for me. I was like, what else is he in? And can I buy this on Amazon Prime? I thought he was so awesome. So I would love to see these two play opposite each other down in Mexico.
That would be fun. I could totally see that.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on that one? I didn't know if
summertime is what I'm thinking.
Summertime, okay.
For a destination wedding.
That's my only thought.
Destination wedding.
Yeah, my original thought as I was reading it, I thought Carlos Pena Vega.
Oh yes.
If you were to go young, on the younger side, but
yeah,
I can totally see Julian.
We could see, but I could totally see them doing that. I would love that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, last one. Love is a Battlefield.
All right, so this one I envisioned as a pilot to a mystery series. Now I haven't named the series itself because every name I came up with sounded really corny. But this one's Love is a Battlefield. And summary is Army veteran Connor Bradford has recently returned from overseas following an injury. He obtains work at a local cafe that employs veterans. Cafe owner Lucinda Lucy Gonzalez is quick to help Connor reintegrate to civilian life, despite Connor's poor attitude. When several shops in the area are vandalized, including the cafe, Connor begins to open up and uses his Army background to help sniff out the culprits.
I love a good mystery.
You know, I love
Love
a
good
mysteries too. So I'm like, I have to have a mystery theme one in here.
I love that. So it wouldn't be a light type of mystery, light on the mystery. Would it be a total like Hallmark Movies and Mysteries mystery movie, light on the romance, or
I don't know. I guess maybe like half and half.
okay?
Okay.
I don't want it to be as slow as some of the mystery series are.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have really great chemistry.
Yes.
Okay. So kind of, I mean, now this is probably a debatable thing. So, but kind of like Martha's Vineyard, where they do have that great chemistry in the beginning, and then by movie 3, is it they kiss?
Yeah, I think that
Right.
would be a good
Like-
thing. Because he's gonna be like really like not on board at first because he's an independent army man and like he doesn't want handouts and he's like just giving her, he's like a thorn in her side to begin with, is how I envision this. And she has like a connection with the military because her brother died in war. So that's gonna be like why she employs veterans is like a tribute to her brother. And I thought there also needs to be like a military dog somewhere. I don't know how or
Ooh.
why. I want a dog in there.
Yeah.
I'm really leaning into my vast knowledge of romantic suspense books in the Christian fiction world. They do
Yes.
a military theme a lot. So I'm
Awesome.
like tying that all in.
Mhm.
Yes.
Maybe the dog can be like his companion for PTSD and kind of helps him through some of that stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then it can also help with the crimes, you know?
Right.
It can
Sniff
It
it
could be
sniff
like
it
a
out.
trained explosives dog, and now it helps sniff out other things, which is kind of why I threw the word sniff out, the culprits in there.
Oh,
Totally why you
entirely
said
random.
sniff out. You were thinking dog. That's totally why.
that's so funny. Yes.
That's awesome.
So, who would you cast?
I casted Cameron Matheson and Marisol Nichols.
Nice. Nice.
That's
Marisol.
good.
What is the last thing she's been in, Marisol?
She was in the Christmas movie with why am I blanking on the title? With the two little girls, Holly and Ivy.
Oh,
She was their mom.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. She was so good.
she was so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, I loved her in that. Like, yeah, and I think her and Cameron are probably about the same age, so I think they will pair really nicely. I didn't check,
Yeah.
but I think they
yeah.
will.
Yeah.
And we just need more Cameron Matheson in movies.
Right.
Yeah. And he's already, a pro at the mysteries. He was in Marty She Baked, so he's got this.
I love
Exactly. All right. The winner for round 2 is it is You Are the Music in Me. That's fine. Now I will say this one was very much neck and neck. It was very close. So good job, everybody. All right. Now, our last round is our Christmas themed round.
Yay.
And we're going to start off with Jess's because let's just be for real. When she pitched this title, I was like, you can go for whatever you want to go for.
Well, I kind of pitched it as a joke, and you're like, you can do it. I'm like, you know what? Challenge accepted.
And you came up with a movie that when I read your synopsis, I was like, get this on my TV. I want to see this movie right now.
Yeah, when I read it, I was like, oh, okay. I can dig this. It's kind
Not just a silly Christmas movie or song anymore.
No. I mean, I feel like it was very much, it's totally spoiling, but very whimsical when I was reading it. I felt very much like almost like Santa was going to pop up somewhere, but
Yes, I I
Go
did lean
ahead.
into a little bit more of that. Yeah. The magic of Christmas.
Yeah.
with Santa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, I pitched Grandma got ran over by a reindeer. See if I can get through this with a straight face. Okay. Wildlife conservationist Sarah Tyler has not been home in 5 years while she's been traveling the globe. When she gets a call that her beloved grandma is in the hospital due to a dislocated hip, she journeys back home for Christmas. When she arrives, her grandma claims she was run over by a pack of 9 reindeer. Knowing reindeer aren't native to the area, Sarah doesn't believe her grandma and suspects the town's mayor is exploiting her grandma's failing memory to bring in Christmas tourists. She teams up with handsome physical therapist Parker Jennings, an avid backpacker, to show her the terrain and help her search for the elusive reindeer. Together, the pair, with a little Christmas magic, might discover something even greater than reindeer.
So fun.
I love that mayor twist, that villainous mayor that you can just see him like, like taking advantage of Granny's memory and just, trying to bring in tourists, and which it's like she really needs like help. Like she had this accident. What happened? And I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mayor was actually a last minute add-in because at first I had just a single reindeer, but I'm like, no. And then I was like, well, then there needs to be a conflict. So I threw in this mayor idea, but then I'm like, there needs to be more of a Christmas angle. So I'm like, it needs to be 9 reindeer because that's how many Santa has. So we have to bring in the magic of Santa here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know who I picture for the mayor? The evil principal in that Eric Mabius movie. What is it?
Reading, writing, romance.
Yes. Because he's so villainous. He's so sneaky.
I don't remember who plays him, but
I don't remember who plays him either, but
I agree.
He's evil. His character is. He does a good job.
Well, Jess, I thought you did such a great job with coming up a synopsis for this wacky, weird Christmas song. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. So who in your mind do you envision playing these roles?
Well, for this one, I had to put my power couple forward. So this is my power couple. And it is Tyler Hines and Nikki DeLoach.
Oh,
that's so fun. Yeah.
So I'm like, I need the comedy. I need them both together. I almost put her with Michael Rady again. I'm like, no, we gotta do something fresh. I just flung my phone off.
Yeah.
Has she done a movie with Tyler?
Not that I know of.
No.
Not that I know of either.
Not that I know of.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
And I could just see her, like I could just picture her in the hospital room talking to her grandma and being like, a reindeer? What?
Right.
I could totally see that pairing. It would work so great, especially with Tyler Hines' ability to just be so chill about stuff.
Yeah.
And he's got that rugged kind of appearance for the avid backpacker angle. So
now is Parker more of a skeptic? Is he kind of like pacifying her until something like happens and he's like, oh.
No, he totally believes it. She's
he believes it.
He's like, oh yeah, it was Santa's reindeer.
Oh,
he's got like the whole comedic thing. Like he's kind of teasing her about it.
Yeah. Okay.
But he also like totally believes it's true.
That's fun.
Okay. I just haven't figured the ending out. I know they're gonna find the reindeer, but I kind of want it to be like Pearl in Paradise where they find it, but they keep it kind of like their secret, so the magic lives on.
Yep. Yeah. That's good.
So
I like that.
Did you say this was set in Alaska?
What?
Did you say this was set in Alaska?
Oh no, I didn't say a location.
Oh, okay.
She just said where reindeer aren't native to that area.
So probably
so it could be
more south.
Like Wisconsin.
Kari, what were you gonna say?
No, I think I was just adding to the commotion. I think it works.
I do too. I kind of need this to be a movie now because I know I really wanted to see the ending.
Call me. let's get going on this. I know it started out as a joke, but now I'm like, this is my favorite one out of all 3.
Yeah.
So good. So good. All right. The next one is mine. Again, I thought of the storyline before the title. And I was going to change the title, but then I was like, I don't know, we'll just keep it. But the title is Wrapped in Red. That's a Kelly Clarkson song. And I love me some Kelly Clarkson. And then this was kind of based on, it's like a Filipino comedy Christmas movie with a little bit of Romeo and Juliet kind of sprinkled in there, a little bit of comedy, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of Christmas, a little bit of the Grinch. So it's like everything wrapped in one movie.
Oh.
Yes, red, the color red will probably be a thing in the movie because I don't know, Filipinos have this thing for the color red. Not really sure why, but they do. So, in the early 70s, a mistake was made regarding the property line between the Torres and the Del Rosario family's ranches. The mayor of the town at the time deemed the Torres family was the rightful owner of the acre, causing the Del Rosarios to hold a grudge against them. This fuels the feuding between the families. When Mark Del Rosario, the great grandson of the original Del Rosario family, moves to his great grandparents' home, he runs into Julianne Torres, not realizing who she is. They hit it off, but then are shocked to find out that Mark is a Del Rosario. Even worse, Julianne discovers that Mark is a Christmas Grinch. Julianne takes it upon herself to show Mark all of the Christmas traditions, while the two of them also scheme ways to make their families reconcile after the 50-year feud.
Yeah.
So, I need to clarify some things here because I can see people going like, well, how would he not know? So my thought was great grandparents have this big blow up, right? The grandparents, which would be the kids of the grandparents, are like, some of them are like, yes. Some of them are like, peace out. We don't want to be with this drama. So his grandparents were the ones that moved halfway across the country so they could be removed from the drama. He grows up on the East. This is all happening on the West. Family folklore from all sides of the families. Filipinos have big families, and sometimes the stories get a little twisted. And so he knows of the feud, and for whatever reason that I haven't worked out, that's why he moves back home. Well, not back home, back to his great grandparents' property, sees this girl, and that's when the Romeo and Juliet thing happens.
Mhm.
And that's why he doesn't know who she is really, because it's like this is like 4 generations down.
Right. Right.
Yes, and I don't know. I can say this because I'm Filipino, but sometimes Filipinos get really crazy. They just do. They get really crazy and really loud, and they can be really obnoxious sometimes, especially when there's like fighting and they're like, so it can be very comical.
Yeah.
So I have that in there, and yeah, I also had the what is that famous feuding family? The Hatfields and the McCoys. That was also
Oh.
kind of an inspiration for this.
Yep. Yeah.
So
I can see that.
yeah,
Mm.
that's my little pitch.
I love it. I always think a Shakespearean type of Romeo and Juliet is classic. And you said to us earlier, you were like, well, it's Hallmark. And so there's Romeo and Juliet inspired without any of the death, without any of the killing. Like, it's like, okay, that works.
Not that kind of feuding.
Yes. All happy endings here for
That's for other
Hallmark
channels.
Christmas.
Yes, all happy endings.
Yes. So who are you? Who's in your mind for this ensemble? I mean, how far did you cast in these
Yeah, we need all the
families?
generations, Kaycee.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, and the generations. I don't have people for all the generations, quite honestly. I gotta say, gotta cast my girl Donna Benedicto
Love.
because
Yep.
she's Filipino.
Mhm.
And I feel like she could really do that comedy pretty well and just bring I feel like she can also bring the Filipino-ness to it too. Like and just I don't know. I feel like she could portray that on screen and just like really showcase our culture.
Mhm.
So I had her. And then for the guy, okay, so I just saw him in that one movie recently. Names are
Yep.
failing me,
Right in front of
but
me. Right in front of me.
right in front of me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Marco.
of that, yeah.
Yes, Marco Grazzini. And he's half, I believe. So I feel like that can also work too.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that'd be another good reason for him to be a bit more removed from it. So it's like several generations down,
Yeah.
plus he's half. And so his parents are probably just like eye rolling about this whole feud.
Yeah.
But like it's kind
Yeah.
of, when you live on the other side of a country, if you're on the East Coast, you don't really care about the drama that's going on the West Coast, especially when it happens like several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, and so I had those two like paired up, and I feel like they could be super cute.
Yes. They would be. That's fun. Wrapped in red.
Wrapped in red.
We'd like to take a second from this episode of the podcast to celebrate our sponsor of this episode, and that is the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast?
Do you want an inside scoop into what happens on the podcast?
Do you want early access to episodes and loads of cool perks?
Now is the time to become a patron of Hallmarkies podcast.
By becoming a patron, you get to access our patron Facebook group.
You can request episodes or even be a guest on the podcast.
And most importantly, any patron can join our monthly movie watch-alongs with stars like Paul Campbell, Natalie Hall, and more.
It's as low as $2 a month to join in and become a special part of the Hallmarkies family.
Please consider, and we will love you forever.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
All right. So our last movie is Kari's.
Woohoo. So this I kind of played. It's a line from Joy to the World. So it's not Joy to the World, but the Christmas Carol has a great line, "Let heaven and nature sing." And so that's the title of my Christmas movie here. Now, Christmas carols, Christmas songs are so meaningful and they're joyful, and Joy to the World, the song is what Christmas is all about. I love that. And I think it's okay to say this. I personally am ready for a Hallmark Christmas movie to get back to church.
Yeah.
I agree.
Give me one that
At least
is back
one.
at church.
You got
Yeah,
40. Give us one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so meaningful. And you don't even have to be a churchgoer for like the rest of the year. And you still think, when am I going to go to church? Like at Christmas, because that's kind of what Christmas is all about. So I am so ready. So this movie is like kind of about that. We're going back to church and with a gospel choir. So let me read you my synopsis here of Let Heaven and Nature Sing. Okay. One-hit wonder Devin pauses her singing career to return to her childhood home before Christmas, where she hopes to get fresh inspiration. Instead, she finds the neighborhood has been hit with hard times, and not many people have the means nor the desire to celebrate Christmas. Devin gets busy organizing a gospel choir at her father's church in effort to boost community morale and spread Christmas cheer. When her rental car breaks down outside the city, she meets Nick, a tree farmer who agrees to donate Christmas trees to her neighbors in need and help with the gospel choir. Together, they remind the community of the priceless Christmas message of hope and joy to the world, no matter what you have lost. Okay, so Devin here obviously got her love of music and her start at her father's church, singing all these gospel music songs and Christmas songs and everything. And then she goes out and she tries to make it, but she's a one-hit wonder. She is kind of known for this one song, right? So when she comes back and she finds her neighborhood, so it's kind of an urban setting, a city setting is what I picture. And it's a neighborhood and it's just been hit hard. Like I said, hit hard with hard times. And I kind of picture her having this moment with her dad, like, what is going on? Why didn't you tell me that things were so bad here? And he's like, no, we just wanted you to fly. We wanted you to go, and you represent all of us, and we were cheering you on. But now that she knows that there's hard times and, people financially have been hit and everything, like she wants to do her part. So she does this gospel choir thing and gets kids off the streets and tries to cheer up the elderly and all of this stuff. So my thinking is she, like no one is even buying or decorating trees. And so she goes out and she's going to get a tree for the church at this Christmas tree farm. but that's when her car stalls out. And so she like is rescued by the tree farmer and hears him sing somehow, I guess. And then he's like intrigued and he's like, hey, I've got these old trees, or not these old trees, but this part of the lot that like, we have extra trees. And so anyway, so I just kind of see them like bringing this chair, total musical numbers, like big, beautiful musical numbers. And, like Sister Act without the running from the law type of thing. Like, did you see?
Oh, that's good.
I mean, it's old, but like Sister Act 2 is such a great movie. And these kids, they sing like joyful, joyful, we adore you. And it's just beautiful and inspiring and happy. And so anyway, big musical numbers, troubled teens who come out of their shell, a church who helps the community, Christmas potluck, a plan moving forward. I kind of see like the end that she is not like, she's still going to be a songwriter, but she doesn't want to do it just for herself anymore. Like she's part of the community now. She sticks around. She does this gospel choir. She's still a songwriter, but not necessarily a performer. Maybe the gospel choir, kind of gains some traction or something. Nick does like this like tree lot now every year in the community, and I don't know. I just think it's great, and we're getting back to church, and we are getting back to the community feel of what really matters at Christmas time.
Yeah,
so.
I like it.
I love that. I love that. So really quick, I wanted to just shout this out there. Kind of ask it more as a question to Jess. Wasn't Oliver's play in the Christmas, Oliver in Signed, Sealed, Delivered, wasn't his play called Let Heaven and Nature Sing?
I don't remember.
I want to say that's what it was because that's immediately what came to my mind when I saw your title. Now, it's a great title.
Maybe.
I love the title.
Yeah.
It needs to be a thing.
Well, Heaven and Nature, I mean, nature, you have the tree farmer.
Yeah, no, it totally works. It works.
It totally works. It works.
It does. It really does work.
So who I was thinking of casting, I mean, they had to be singers, right? They had to be like performers. So I was thinking Shaylee Rose, who I love. I loved her in My Best Friend's Bouquet. And she was also in a Christmas movie. Oh, darn. I was going to write it down. She was in a Christmas movie with a guy where they like were a singing duo, and then they split up, and then they came back. They found each other again.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So she has a great voice, Shaylee Rose. And Jeremy Jordan. I was thinking Jeremy Jordan is just consistent. He's a great singer, performer. He actually was in a movie similar, like had the gospel choir type of feel, called A Joyful Noise in 2012. So that's probably why I thought of him. But I just don't know this other guy, Darnell Brooks, who I loved in A Winter Getaway. He was funny. He was sarcastic. He was great. I just don't know if he sings. I couldn't find like info anywhere. Like he's obviously an actor. He's obviously like, really talented that way, but I just don't know if he sings.
Well, you better learn because we just cast him in this movie. So
yeah. Better learn.
Better learn.
Love the idea. Her father and this minister at this church. And I just think it could be really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought of it being set in Alabama when I was reading.
Ooh, sure. Alabama. I mean, I'm from Chicago. I was kind of thinking of one of the neighborhoods here in Chicago, but
Gotcha.
Alabama.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking Alabama because like I think nature, that's probably where I was coming from, because there were a few towns that were really heavily damaged by a lot of these like tornadoes and stuff. I know, I think Hallmark did some kind of like restore the neighborhood type of show during Christmas a few years ago for a hard hit town in Alabama. I think, hopefully I'm not making that up, but yeah, that was something that I kind of thought of, was like, maybe like the gospel choir, because down here we love our gospel music.
That's true. That's true.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, real quick, Kaycee, I looked it up while Kari was talking. Oliver's pageant is called Let Heaven and Nature Sing.
That's funny. I don't watch Signed, Sealed, Delivered. So
Ouch.
sorry.
No, just kidding. All right. So this round, our winner overwhelmingly was Let Heaven and Nature Sing.
Woo!
Now I gotta say, I read Dan my husband, all of the synopsises, and that was the one where he was like, yeah, that one's gonna be the Hallmark movie. Coming from a not a Hallmark husband.
Thanks, Dan. You have faith. I know it.
Kari, got to get writing on that Christmas movie.
I got to get going.
All right. So the final round, we have Young at Heart versus You Are the Music in Me versus Let Heaven and Nature Sing. I now have the results here. I can't see them, but it's on my computer. I'm going to click this button. So I need a drum roll. Rachel, you should enter a drum roll. And if you're kind of like wondering why I'm yelling out to Rachel, it's because she's editing this. So drum roll, please. The winner of the Music Pitch Movie Fest 2021 is Young at Heart.
Woo!
Woo!
I'm so
Wood chopping for the win.
Wood chopping for the win.
Woo! That is so great. Aw.
Congratulations, Kari.
Thanks.
I pass my crown to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I accept. I will try to defend it in 2022. I know. I got to get like Julie or Nina or, Michael. I just met Michael who writes Hallmark movies. I got to get them on the phone and I'm going to pitch these. No.
Yes. Have your people call their people.
My people are going to call their people and then we're going to pitch Young at Heart. That's great.
Boom, done. It's going to be a movie in 2024.
It's going to happen. It's going to
happen. Young at Heart. Super fun.
So fun.
Someday.
All right, you all. I hope you enjoyed our episode today. We had so much fun coming up with these pitches, and we are so grateful for our patrons who voted and who gave their votes and everything. And we hope that you all enjoy this one. And by the way, if you're not a patron of the Hallmarkies patron group, be sure to join. It's about $2 a month, and I can say they have a lot of fun. You never know what kind of perks come up. For example, the patrons got to have a little chat with Michael Damien and Lacey Chabert herself for a good half hour. And like that is so fetch.
So fetch. It was so fetch.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen.
So we did not make her say that. We did not. We
didn't make her say that.
But we did not make her say it.
That's the important part.
Well, we hope you all have a great day. Be sure you follow the podcast at Hallmarkies Podcast, wherever the Hallmarkies Podcast is, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the things. So follow us there. Check out our merch store. Check out all our stuff. We have something for everybody. And subscribe to us on YouTube, Instagram, or YouTube and iTunes. That's what I was trying to say.
And let us know what movies, after you heard a little bit more about the synopsis and the casting and stuff, who would you cast in some of these? What would you want to watch? What was your favorite? So let us know in comments.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.
Bye.